Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Simability Racing League here on JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. We are here at Langley Speedway for round number 7 of the SK Super Series. I'm joined in the booth tonight by the one and only Dean Biggles. Dean, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you very much. Welcome to Langley Speedway. We should have 100 laps of some grueling action, of course, some fun action here in the United States of America. I've never been to this track before, but luckily I have you, Mr. My friend. I was going to say Mr. Rockstar at the moment, looking at his names. But look at those rock stars that are actually on the track at the moment for the final minutes of practice.
Yep, 4 minutes left of practice, and on top of the board, Don, wait, what in the world? We are having a little glitch here. We are clicking on Don Koneman, but it's showing us Johnny Berardi, or is Koneman running Berardi's paint and number tonight? I'm not exactly sure what is going on there, but that is some news that is possibly there to be talked about. I know Johnny, he was in the stream last race. In the chat room, he had a medical procedure done and wasn't able to come racing with us, but Don Koneman is the 97, and he is usually in a white car, and we've got Johnny Berardi's paint scheme and number coming off Koneman's account. So I'm not sure that's a tribute. We'll have to take a peek at that here. We'll actually pull Don up into the booth quick a minute, and we'll see what he's got going on there with his paint scheme.
That just sounds like a great idea to find out exactly. So about 16 or so gladiators should be making their way around.
So we've got Don Koneman in the booth. Don, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
So what is going on with your paint scheme tonight? We got you registered on the board as Don Koneman, but you are running Johnny Berardi's number 99 paint scheme. What do you got going on there?
Well, Johnny couldn't make it tonight, and he's in the hospital, been in the hospital for the past couple of weeks, and I needed a car, so he gave it to me.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, your car didn't look too good last week at the end of the race, so it's cool that you got a nice car there, and you think you could put that 99 up to the front tonight?
Well, we're going to try to do it for Johnny. I guess Johnny's got some people watching, so we'll see if we can get her done.
Yeah,
All
Don,
right.
I'm sure Johnny doesn't want you to ding the paint job as well too, mate, so you're going to make sure you bring that car home in one piece for him?
Yeah, we're going to try.
Excellent.
I don't have to give him mine.
All right, well, good luck tonight, Don. You're at the top of the speed charts, but not by too much. You got Chris Roberts right on your tail. Look forward to seeing you, what you can do in that 100 laps.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Koneman needed a car, and Berardi hooked him up with his since he couldn't drive, so that's pretty cool to see. We've got a couple...
And best wishes to him as well, too, obviously, to, he wants to be in hospital, so hopefully get out there. And that's good spirit, isn't it, of this racing league, and how everybody comes together and supports each other.
Yeah, for sure, and that is exactly what this league is about. It's about having a group of people that not only you can go and race with and feel accepted, but you don't have any judgment. Everybody's got their own thing going on, and everybody supports one another, and they like to claim that this is their Wednesday night therapy session because they can just kind of let it all out, and nobody really says anything and really treats you any differently for the stuff you got going on, which is really cool. And then the fact that these drivers have Simability where they can come out and come race. If you want to check out what Simability is all about, make sure you go down to simability.com and look over all their products. Glenn there is an amazing guy, makes sim racing possible for absolutely everybody here. So make sure you check out simability.com. And with just over a minute left in practice, we're going to take and go for a word from our sponsor, Action Sports Foundation. All right, and welcome back to Langley as practice is just about to be over. Only a couple more seconds left here in practice. Actually, that is going to be the end of practice. These drivers are going to get ready to go out and get their 2 laps of qualifying underway. While they do that, let's take a look at our points battle that we have going on right now. Tom Johnson in that number 23 machine on top of the board with 83 points, with Don Coneman there 13 points behind. Now, with the points, the way they're set up, it's basically a point to place. So the top driver tonight, who I believe we have 15 or 16 drivers, will get 15 to 16 points, and the last place driver will get 1. We do have a couple different bonus points throughout the season, but you can't make up that much ground. So Tom Johnson out there with 13-point lead, looking pretty good on round number 7 out of 20, but there is still plenty of time for Koneman to catch back up. We saw last season those two battling it out for the championship. Coming up to the last race, it was just a mere matter of 2 or 3 points that separated that championship last year, and Koneman once again on the chase for Mr. Consistency, Tom Johnson. 1 minute into the qualifying session and drivers starting to put their names up on the board. We'll take you through the timer quick a second just to see what we've got going on here. Chris Roberge was at the top. There goes Don Koneman. He's going to take that car up to the front spot with a 15.056. Roberge in second with a 15.067. And Ronald Lyons currently third place with a 15.165. Half of our drivers have got a qualifying lap in, and still quite a few more to go. We'll see if any of our usual suspects start at the back, like Travis Zunema and Andrew Smith.
Yeah, Rob, what happened so quickly, my friends? 15 seconds for a qualifying lap, and that's the 15.06 is the quickest time that Don set. That's how blink and you miss it, my friend, because it's 2 laps, as you said, lone qualifying, so they're essentially out on track by themselves. Probably can't even see those cats and cars out on track at the moment, my friend, because they're so quick. Blink and it's done. That's how quick qualifying is.
Yeah, I mean, with the lone qualifying, it is kind of difficult to get some of the cars on track. We do have Jacob Van in his 15 machine turning a lap down. He just clocked in 4th quickest. Oh, and he loses it coming out of 4. It is a very short track here, just over a quarter mile. And you see there's a little bit of banking here, but not too much. So these cars really going to try to get on the throttle coming out of the corner, and them cars are going to want to slip around because there's just not any banking. Nate Cotilla is on track in his number 4 machine. Beat back in the field. Had a talk with him earlier this week and told him we missed him having out on the racetrack. And look, here he is on track right now. Currently 10th quick on the speed chart, 15.401. Can he pick it up this time? He's not a big fan of these modifieds here, but glad to see him out on the racetrack with us. Quite a few drivers in the field. I believe I've got 16 or 17 cars on the field at the moment right now, with 11 qualified. And while we've got this time, we are going to salute our nation and listen to our national anthem.
Is the race coming through?
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit late here so far, but we've got a grid for you. Don Koneman takes it the top of the chart with a 15.056, and Harrison Chandler is going to come in quick with a second place, just 7 thousandths of a second off Koneman's time. So those two definitely going to be battling it out throughout this race. Chris Robert's starting inside row number 2 with Ronald Lyons starting in that 4th position. Jacob Van is going to roll off 5th with Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency, to his outside. Stephen Kiefer starting row number 4 on the inside with Daniel Cook in that number 11 machine on the outside. Dalton Brown is going to start 9th with Brian Lohead rounding out your top 10. Nate Cotilla and Thomas Wise start row number 6. And Travis Zunema, Billy Wise, Adam Kilday, and Andrew Smith going to round out our field this evening. Coming to 1 to go, Don Koneman running Johnny Berardi's number 99 machine. Going to lead them to the green flag for the first of 100 laps here for the Simability SK Super Series live on JP Broadcasting.
Check out the 29 car on the outside, trying to warm up the tires there. The 98 machine just behind the 99 machine. And keep an eye out for the 86 machine. I think we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here, Rob.
Yeah, we are. Pace car going to pull off to the inside. Green flag going to come out, and we are racing live at Langley. Harrison Chandler gets a great jump on the outside, but Koneman has got the inside line. He is going to clear the 29 coming up out of turn 2, and now Chris Roberge is going to be battling with Harrison Chandler for that second position.
Line stone for 100 laps, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So you don't risk it for the biscuit so much. You know, basically everything's just a circle, not too much of a straightaway. Just get the gas pedal planted and get those tires warmed up to temperature, of course, and to make those opportunities when you can make those opportunities. But 36 seconds in this race, so far so good. And Chris made a run, but it couldn't quite get it done. Don in the lead of this race.
Yep, Koneman gonna take the early lead, and it looks fairly clean so far. Surprisingly, for being such a short track, not too much going on. Billy Wise all over the tail of Nate beat Cotilla. Billy Wise has had some rough goes this season. He's had some good finishes up top, but it hasn't really transferred over into the points due to a couple really horrible finishes and some pretty horrible luck. So Billy Wise looking to have a better race here at Langley and try to finish off the first half of the season in a good position for a good points battle. Up front, everybody running around. This is the closest battle on the racetrack at the moment. Nate Cotilla, and keeping that inside line closed off, it's really going to slow down the cars behind him if he keeps closing it off. But he runs a little wide, and Billy Wise is going to try to stick his nose down there. Not enough room to get right in there. He's going to have to hang behind.
Adam, the number 14 car gained 3 places as well. It's the number 24 car. I think that's Doug Starr. As you can see there on the timing table, they're number 14. So he's dropped 4 places. Not a very good start, but hey, it doesn't matter too much when you've got 93 laps to go. But keep an eye on this. Look at the speed difference as well. Everybody's had to back off as they're sticking to the inside line here. Getting a feel for the car, getting a feel for the temperature, getting a feel for the track, and getting a feel for an opportunity, perhaps if it presents itself, for an overtaking.
Yeah, and the top 4 have really kind of lost. Oh, and there's Bobby Wise in the number 17 machine. He is all over in front of the leaders. He's going to move down to the inside and allow those go by. But, man, that could have been really rough if they would have caught him in the corner. Our top 4 is broken away from the field. Don Koneman, Chris Roberge, Harrison Chandler, and Jacob Van in the number 15 machine. We've seen him have some speed at a few racetracks, but he's really had a couple mediocre races over the last 3 or 4 races. But now we see him here at Langley Speedway, hiding just behind our top 3 in our lead pack.
Well, the beauty of it, when you go back to reset back to a start of a race, you know, regardless of what you had before in the past, you just wipe that out of your memory. You have bad days, you have good days. At the moment, you have another opportunity to have a good day. As you can see, the battle as we're riding currently on board with Jacob. You can see there's 3 cars at the road. That's Don, Chris, and Harrison. And they're the ones that start to break away, as you said. Very, very soon, of course, being a short track, they're going to start catching that traffic. Traffic, of course, being the likes of Bobby, Thomas,
and the caution flag comes out lap number 14.
Sorry. Yeah, Bobby Wise. Just as I mentioned, unfortunately. Sorry, Bobby. I love that name, too. It's very affiliated with motorsports, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see what happened with Bobby Wise. He's staying to the inside, trying to avoid traffic.
I think that he's hit the grass and come back in. There it is.
Luckily everybody avoided him.
He didn't connect anybody, but it's deemed as an unsafe area. He's backed up. So, yeah, that's all it was. Just a little catch of the grass, my friend. And unfortunately, and you know, good on you, Bobby. You didn't cause any problems with anybody else. Just a snap of the grass a little bit. And obviously, race control deemed yellow flag. That's exactly what the situation is.
Yeah, and we're going to go under caution on lap number 14. I'm actually fairly surprised that we went 14 laps without a caution here at Langley. It usually gets pretty crazy, especially people trying to get below that yellow line. You can run below that yellow line here. A lot of aprons on the short tracks. If you get below that line, you're going to get yourself loose. You're going to get the car upset. But being as flat as this track is, some of you can actually get down on that line and use that paint for grip, and some people try to get to the inside because someone's just covering off that inside that well that you really can't help but have to go a little bit lower to try to get inside.
Well, on top of that, Rob, I would have to say if it was, you know, this is a AI controlled safety car, but I'd have to say it was that was legitimately somebody in control there, Barney, for example. You'd have to say Bobby wasn't in a position to threaten anybody or even on the racing line, so you would go green flag on that one, but that's just unfortunately the way it works. So at the end of the day, I'd have to say there still should be racing because of that situation that Bobby wasn't on the racing line and not causing a problem. But unfortunately, the AI gods at powers that be in Aero Racing don't really know that one, and they just see a car spinning or see a car slow, stopped on track and deem it as a caution. But yeah, but you have to grant it. Everybody's pretty good at the moment, just as you'd mentioned there, Rob.
Yeah, and these guys, they're waiting. The 100 laps here, it goes so quick. You saw 14 laps go by in the blink of an eye. We only talked about a quick second, and it was gone, Bo. These guys really, really amped up and ready to go. You can see the green flag run just itching to start as the lights go off on a pace car, and we're going to go back. Green flag racing. 17 drivers on the field here tonight for the SK Super Series. What a great turnout that we are having. Thanks for being here live on JP Broadcasting. We're always happy to see you here in the chat with us. And I hope you guys are excited and are ready to go back green flag racing because we've got another 81 more laps to go. Don Koneman going to have the stripe. And he goes a little bit before the start box. Green flag back in the air. Harrison Chandler now going to dip to the inside of Chris Ramirez, and we're going to have a battle for second.
Yeah, maybe even third in a minute too. Keep an eye on that one. There's Harrison, so he's kind of slipping on the right-hand side. There's Chris on the outside, the 98 machine. Keep an eye out for Jacob in the 15 machine, trying to seize an opportunity here. A little bit further back, he will have Tom. And there it is. So good start there from Dom. That's the 99 machine. Further back in the field, you've got Billy Wise. You mentioned he's been a bit of a camera spotlight this evening in the old Bill stuff. Tavis in the 19 machine there, getting 4 positions in the end. So just taking easy right now there.
Travis Zunema, known for starting in the back in that number 90 and working his way to the front. He's now got himself right behind Billy Wise in the 32. Can those two, just now cracking the top 10, can they get up to the front together?
That'd be the question of the hour, wouldn't it? Well, yeah, we got plenty of time to go. 78 laps, just like that, boom. Snap it away at a my time. almost 25 laps like that. I'm just not used to this very short oval racing, but it's certainly telling one thing, my friend. It's exciting, isn't it? Because yeah, you blink and you miss the action at the moment. They are all line astern, essentially, as you can see in your pictures. This is better than Monte Carlo.
Adam Kildane. Oh, Zunema gets into the wall.
Yeah, that's the 90 car, wasn't it?
Yeah, Travis Zunema. Yeah. That is definitely...
That's a heavy impact.
That is definitely going to knock the toe out, I'm sure. These modifieds are pretty sturdy. but that I'm sure that's definitely going to hurt him a little bit. It definitely lost him a position, or possibly two, because now he's got Dalton Brown in that number 33 machine right on his tail, as we see Billy Wise getting passed by Nate Cotilla. Not sure what's going on with Billy. He's running a little bit wide. That's going to allow Zunema to get underneath him.
Yeah, keep it up to 38 car. It's a little twirly well in the background as well, too. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but look at the rear sliding of the, is it the 33? It is the 33. That's the green and white car just ahead. Look at really, really struggling for traction at the moment. So the rear just sliding around. So still sticking in there, still doing the right job.
And that's it right there. That's trying to get on the gas on this low banking, flat racetrack. The cars just want to break loose. There's not enough force into the racetrack. It just kind of wants to slide. It doesn't want to stick. So that low banking is what's really going to get him here in this race.
That's what Dalton, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe Dalton had an early issue and he's down 5 places. Anyway, we'll go back to Dalton because the back of the action at the front of the field at London. That's Harrison. Don's up the road and Chris just behind. So they started in all those 3 positions, 99, the 29 and the 98. And then you have to go a little bit further back to Jacob in P4. They're starting to break away currently at the moment there.
Jacob Van was really, really close. And there's the safety car one more time. Caution flag on the Speedway, lap number 32. Looks like Dalton Brown, Brian Lowhead, and a few others. Ronald Lyons, Stephen Kiefer, Bobby Wise. Oh, man, let's check a look at what happened. Another Bobby Wise crash. Causing a caution on lap 32. There's Bobby Wise right in front of Jacob Van. You see, we were just about to say about how Jacob Van was getting way held up, and he gives him a bump, sends him into the grass, and out in front, Tom Johnson barely escapes. Daniel Cook gets a lot. Kiefer gets in, and not too much brake usage behind the incident. Let's take a look at that one more time from Travis Zudema's point of view in that number 90 machine.
You can see that, Rob, as he went off track, of course, and you had some momentum. Nothing going to stop your car. As soon as you're in the grass, of course, he goes back onto track. There's contact around here, I believe. It's just a little tap and a little tap at high speed. That's all it does to send you into the grass. There, it's up the road there. So, and he has to... Actually, there was before when he comes back onto track there. And he was just in the inside apron, of course. And then somebody, of course, unfortunately, another driver coming around there full speed goes, oops, nowhere to go, bang. Little collection. Little Christmas card early in the mail.
Yeah, it looks like Bobby Wise, Daniel Cook, Stephen Kiefer, Ronald Lyons, Dalton Brown, Brian Lowhead, Harrison Chandler and Don Koneman. What in the world happened here? Looks like we had some stuff happen to our leaders as well. Pace car coming out. And, oh, looks like an accident still happened. So
it was the pace car hit. I don't know if the pace car had contact with Don. Because the pace car went scooting out there. Pace car, mind you, pace car, you need to be the safety car, okay? You don't need to be the one trying to collide into the drivers.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why it's saying everybody's crashing, but it's saying that absolutely everybody is crashing. So I'm guessing that our timing is saying that a hard checkup is a crash. So that's what I'm going to take, is that hitting the brakes is a crash for SDK tonight.
On a short track like that, unfortunately, the iRacing telemetry information is very, very difficult to try to analyze that when it's so close, especially in pit lane entrances and things like that as well too. You just cross that line for a segment, for a second, and count it as a crash.
And the green flag back in the air. Koneman and Chandler moves down to the inside. I know you're supposed to be staying in your lane until you hit that stripe, that start-finish line, so that might be a penalty for that number 29 machine. But as fast as we got going, we're back single file. We see Andrew Smith hung out on the outside with Brian Lowhead and that number 24 machine trying to get by. That's a battle for actually 11th position, as Smith is going to have to concede on the outside. And now Kiefer going to try to look to take advantage of Smith riding that high lane. A few of these drivers coming in from that accident Going to have to work up from the back. 3 cars a lap down now. Ronald Lyons, Daniel Cook, and Bobby Wise battle up front for 3rd place. Jacob Van trying to make a move on Chris Roberts. Roberts on the outside. Van on the inside, that number 15. He gets by to the inside, and Roberts pushes his way, touches him. That's going to send him inside. That's going to be a caution flag.
Yeah.
On lap number 41, and that's just Chris Roberts and that short track impatience. You get hot and heated and get frustrated, and all of a sudden you get around.
That's the 33 machine. Now, saw that from Dalton Brown. Maybe, obviously, that driver, Chris, was not aware of that, but Dalton was really, really struggling with the traction on that car. And, you know, you can see currently at the moment, that's Chris trying, and essentially it's lapping a car at the moment. It's a 15 car, my apologies about that one, but yeah. And, yeah, there it is. Just on the inside apron, man, just get the loud pedal down. The car just does not agree and just could not get the traction there.
Yeah, and I mean, he got into the 15, and Van did a great job of saving that car when Roberts gave him a nice love tap there on the back using that chrome horn, which eventually it did get him loose, but it made Roberts have to dive down to the inside and get on the gas to try to pass him. Well, like I said earlier in this broadcast, you got to watch coming out of these corners. There's not a lot of banking. It's super flat. And these cars do got a little bit, I mean, they're the SKs, they're not the Nationals, but they do have some power. And when you are racing like this and warming these tires up, it doesn't take much for them to break loose, as we saw for Chris Roberts, who went sliding down, and he's now down 14th position, being showed going down the pit road. And Jacob Van takes that 3rd place spot. Going to be a little bit before he's got to deal with Roberts again, and we see Mr. Consistency, Tom Johnson in that number 23 machine. He's not up front. He's not leading the race. He's not winning the race, but he is exactly where he needs to be to keep Don Koneman and the rest of the field at bay and to protect that championship lead he's got.
I'll take consistency any day of the week. I boosted my mic level a little bit just to make sure they can hear me A-OK out there. Once again, I apologize. It was Jacob Van. That's the 15 machine. I got mixed up with the 33 machine, Dalton, before, because they're both the red and, the green and white striped Simability racing machines. And the Jacob, of course, is the 15. It's the pink up there, up in the timing tower. The pink 15 machine. That's why I was getting a little confused. I was looking for the pink somewhere on there. Might have a little bit of pink somewhere on the livery. Couldn't quite see it. Yes, that was the tangle you saw too before with Chris. And Chris running back in P16 a couple laps down. And just like that, my friend, just like that, we've almost gone halfway through this race with, what, 2 cautions, I think? 3 at best. But here we go.
Yeah, we're on caution number 3, and we will definitely be hitting halfway on this next stint as we see the lights go off on the pace car. Want to give a shout out to the swagger in there in Linden Station, Wisconsin. Don Koneman not running his normal paint scheme, but if he did, you'd see those guys on the car. So we'll give a shout out to all them down at Swagger Inn watching the race. Have a drink on us as we get ready to watch Don Koneman bring us to the start one more time. Green flag in the air. Koneman gets a great start. Jacob Van down to the inside of Harrison Chandler for P2.
Just like that, change is absolutely fantastic. There's Tyson, there's Tom at the moment. You've got to keep an eye on Adam in the background, mind. The number 14 car's gained 10 places in this and sitting in P5. Just cool, calm, collected. You saw Mr. Consistency, my friend. That may be another Mr. Consistency at least at the moment to look around here in Langley Speedway.
Yep, currently battling for that point for the most positions gained is Adam Kilday in the number 14 machine and Travis Zudema in the number 90. Zudema would have to get by Kilday and get by Johnson to take that point, or have to have Kilday move down a little bit, because those two points separating Kilday and Zudema right now. So Zudema's got a little work to do if he wants to get that point, but Zudema's always battling someone, whether it be Andrew Smith or Adam Kilday. He likes to try to battle for that most positions gain point, and he does a pretty decent job with it so far. Out front, we are just now hitting the halfway point. Don Koneman in lead. Jacob Van currently running second. Harrison Chandler in the number 29 machine now finds himself in 3rd position. Tom Johnson and Adam Kilday round out our top 5, and Kilday is actually working on the back of Tom Johnson.
Yeah, you can can see it currently in the pictures right now. There's as we're riding on board with Adam.
And there's
now,
another
Don, of course,
caution
has got
flag.
a big thing, doesn't it? Don borrowing that livery this evening. There's a caution right there. There's that car backing itself up there. You caught that one right on cue there. Mr. Rob, what happened?
We will have to take a look. It looks like Ronald Lyons had himself an issue. See if we can see what happened there. Ronald Lyons there in the 86 machine. Had a great starting spot. Started in third. And
contact.
Daniel Cook gets into him, sends him around. Daniel Cook hard into the inside barrier there just before pit road. And that is going to bring out caution number 4 as you see the leaders there. Jacob Van right on Don Koneman's tail. So now with this restart, I wonder if we're going to see Jacob Van have a shot at the number 99 machine tonight of Don Koneman.
He might. Absolutely. Why not? They're all race drivers. If gap car, as you see, some of the cars will be allowed to unlap themselves. I'm a little skeptical about this first time I've been here to the Langley Speedway, my friend. That little bump entrance there of the grass that goes up the hill there. That's a little scary moment, I would imagine. If we got some airborne speed on that one, you'd probably be able to clear that concrete wall no problemo and jump into the inner field. I don't think that they're planning on doing that one, but it is what it is. Don, of course, is going to be doing it for, obviously, who did you mention the driver before that? That's, you know, sadly, probably, hopefully, if you are watching this, g'day.
Yeah, Johnny Berardi.
Johnny.
Hopefully you're in the chat.
Yeah, it's looking out for Don. Don, the man driving your vehicle and driving your vehicle quite well at the moment. Still holding off that first place position. Tom goes in the pit road. I think, no, that's just a little bit of telemetry thing. But Jacob there putting a bit of pressure there. Harrison dropping 1 place. Tom gaining 2. And Adam still getting 10 positions in P4 from the 14th car. Number 14 car in P5.
Oh, and he's bumping Tom Johnson. So these guys still very antsy even though we are halfway. Now, well, you always try to say you can't win the race on the first lap, but we are now over halfway. Once we get going back racing, there'll just be about 40 laps to go left in this round number 7 here. So it's almost time to go. You see, we haven't had a whole lot of passing on track. It really does take these restarts at getting bunched up to really have a good chance at making something happen. As you see the lights go off in the pace car, we're going to go back racing on lap number 58. It's going to leave us 43 laps remaining with Don Koneman up front, Jacob Van in second, Harrison Chandler third, Tom Johnson fourth, and Adam Kilday in that number 14 is running out our top 5.
Here we go again. Check out the inside 99 car just on the outside's 15. Green flag, and of course Don has to get the loud pedal as loud as possible. We'll keep an eye on the background there. Jacob under pressure there from Harrison.
Harrison Van going to take that inside from Jacob Van. You see how much that really needs. Bunch of side-by-side racing. Chris Robert's trying to make his way through, and the caution flag comes out one more time.
It's Bobby. It's Bobby, unfortunately, again. I hate to say that there, Rob. And maybe, Rob, if you get a quick second, apparently I'm a little quiet there on the streams. We'll check that one out in a second with what happened with Bobby on the restart.
Yeah, unfortunately, the microphone, I might be able to do just a little bit with
contact
that.
between the two at the back there at the moment, yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It's not that greatly important, but I just wanted to make sure that we're not missing any action. That's the thing, isn't it? When you got 100 laps around here, everything goes very, very quickly. And that's just a little bit of Bobby Wise, man, does not like this track. Does not do too much, does he, here in round 7 in Langley?
No, he's definitely having a little bit of struggles, which is...
I think it's like that, doesn't it? Sometimes some tracks people love, some tracks that don't love.
Zunima. Oh, look at that! There it is. Zunima and Kilday. Those two are kind of stuck right now in 5th and 6th. Interested to see if them two are going to start getting into it with each other for those positions, but don't count out this guy behind. He's picked up 4 positions from the start. Neat Beep Cotilla back here in the SK Modifieds. Glad to see him out here and doing a pretty decent job so far. He's got Billy Wise behind him in the 8th position. Steven Keither is currently 9th in that 22, and Brian Lowhead in his number 24 machine is rounding out the top 10, but we've got some fast cars there behind him. And this guy up front, he's kept it clean. He's kept it scratch-free. The number 99 of Don Codeman making it happen tonight. He's only gaining a couple spots on Tom Johnson at the moment, so I'm sure he's looking to try to get around that 23 one more time tonight, because we've seen Don Codeman lap the entire field here a couple times, not necessarily in the SK Modifieds, but we've seen it happen. That 99 can be quick, so Codeman, don't think he's going to get that much today, but you never know with Don Codeman.
Yeah, well, if he had enough green flags, he probably can. He's gone the lap pedal again. Once again, similar situation. Jacob putting pressure on Harrison. Adam making a place in the background, I think. No, just dropping a little bit. Terrace, keep an eye on that one. That's Adam and, Tavis, of course, Tom, Jacob, and Harris. Don still leading this race at the moment. 38 to go.
Jacob Van gets by Chandler. Kilday gets by Johnson, and Zudema's going to get stuck behind Tom Johnson. Not much to do there at the moment. Jacob Van now all over with Harrison Chandler right behind him, allowing Don Conan to get a little bit away, and Tom Johnson gets moved up the track by Travis Zudema, moves Zudema up into 5th position. We'll see if Johnson uses that chrome horn. Can't really quite get to Zudema at that time. Keeper getting stuck on the high side with Chris Roberge, and it looks like now Dalton Brown going down to his inside. 66 laps being completed right now. 34 more laps to go. Don Coneman leads out front of Jacob Van.
And he's got about a half a second gap, which is quite crucial at the moment. Jacob still in P2. Harrison P3. Adam, 11 positions gain up at a P4. As you got your pictures right now on Dalton, the 33 car that's electing to go all right up on the outside there. He likes the wall up there, and if it works, it works, I say, at the end of the day, but he's had to yield that position currently as he's battling right now with Andrew Smith in the 87 machine.
And Nate Cotilla under fire from Chris Roberge. Roberge in that 98. Had that issue with Jacob Van battling for 3rd position, and he is now trying to work his way back up, currently in 8th position. Trying to get by Nate Beep Cotilla. And Cotilla is doing a great job of doing some defensive driving there. And they're going to go side by side, but he's going to have to do it on the outside. Cotilla's not going to give him the inside. And that's going to really wear Chris Roberge's tires. He's going to have to wait for that 4 to work up as he almost gets up into the wall. See if he can get around Cotilla. Billy Wise there behind him, just watching the battle shake up in front of him, waiting to pounce on any misfortune between those two drivers. Currently sitting 9th place.
Billy Wise, you can see the Hot Wheels machine of Chris up the road there. He's got to get some Hot Wheels on that vehicle right now. Where to go? Left, right, nowhere to go. At the moment, Nate still holding off strong there, number 4 machine. And you can see as we're looking on board with Billy, try to make it the inside outside. I think at the moment Chris is parking that car in all the right places. Sorry, Nate is parking the car in the right places. And in fact, if anything right now, Billy Wise now sizing up perhaps the 98 machine, the Hot Wheels, you can see the delivery.
Yeah, Chris Robert is really driving the wheels off that car, and that is going to heat the tires up. You don't want to get the tires too overheated on these SKs. They do have some big tires. They have a lot of grip, but if you really throw that car around, you could really mess up your handling as we get ready. 25 more laps to go as Koneman crosses the stripe. 75 laps completed. And here is another caution flag. And Bobby Wise and Jacob Van, who was in 2nd place at the time, now down in an accident. And that leaves Travis Zudema up to 3rd position. Let's see what happened with Jacob Van.
This is lap traffic for sure, isn't it?
That's Bobby Wise in the 17 in front of the leaders, staying down low. Bobby Wise, tries to hold the inside. Van thought he was clear. And quite a few drivers gets into that. Let's take a look at that from Harrison Chandler's point of view.
Bobby Wise got, if you look at it, Bobby Wise got out of the way. He's like, you know what? I'm not having a great day here. It's a great evening. He got out of the way, but he just couldn't get the slowdown. Look. He moves in, here, I think, yeah, he goes there. There it is. There's Bobby. But unfortunately, the corner comes up too sharp. Nowhere to go. And unfortunately, takes out a couple of cars in the process. That's what that's my interpretation of it. My interpretation of Bobby getting out of the way. Unfortunately, the speed, the corner, nowhere to go. And the faster cars coming through. That's my opinion. But if I'm wrong, please tell me.
I have a feeling
I am wrong.
I have a feeling that everybody in the chat is telling the lap drivers to stay high. The low line is the fast line, is the preferred line. So if you're a lap driver, you really should be staying high, which then negates that issue where a fast car, is told that he's clear, gets by, but you're sending it into the inside of the corner, which you're reaching that corner before he is, even though he may be past you, because he's arcing down as you're going straight, and then you end up getting into a rear end of a car who's battling for the lead and running in second place. So really, really tough break for Jacob Van. He's down in the back and currently a lap down now with only 20 more laps to go, as we see Bobby Wise just blew his motor on the front stretch. So he's going to be in the pits for a little while as he parks it in victory lane with no motor left. And we are under 20 to go now.
Rob? You're right. And I'm fairly new to this, and thank you everybody for allowing me, of course, James and so forth, and yourself more than anything, allowing me in the trail there, Rob. But yeah, I'd have to say, mate, I think, as everybody in the chat would agree, the outside line probably best if you're a lap down or so, right? So, because the inside just looked too tricky to try to stop that car in time.
Yeah, it looks like we got a few drivers in the chat. We got some of the Vans, we've got some of the Lions. So welcome to the chat. Welcome to JP Broadcasting. Glad to have you with us. 20 more laps to go here. Don Koneman, Travis Zudema, Tom Johnson, and Nate Cotilla, your top four. Pace car pulls into the inside. Don Koneman on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air. 20 more laps to go with round number 7.
He's got to keep Travis. The machine, the fastest moving machine, the 90 machine. 12 positions gained at the moment. Don's done everything he can, all those race starts over and over again, but now he's got a little bit of a different machine right on the rear of him. That's the 90 machine. And Travis, you'd have to say at the moment there, Rob, slowly, inch by inch, has been gaining position in this race, and you have to say Don has got probably some pressure coming at the moment. Tom is in P3, Nate's in P4.
Yeah, Billy Wise getting stuck on the outside at the moment. He's currently 7th, getting passed by Kiefer and trying to keep Andrew Smith behind him. What a start by Travis Zudema. Has got himself up to 2nd. The number 99 machine is very quick, so we'll be interested to see if Zudema can catch him in the next 16 laps. But there's Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency, in 3rd position, and the caution flag comes out one more time. Jacob Van looks like he was a little too anxious to get to the front of the field, and it looks like that number 15 is sideways on the front stretch. Let's see exactly what happened with Jacob Van. Dealing with the number 11, Daniel Cook. Almost gets into him, lets off. Cook gets loose coming out of 4, bumps the 15 and sends him sideways. Tries to stay up out of traffic, and I believe
he just wants an autograph from Barney right there. Look, Barney, give him an autograph. Oh, yeah, stay. And thankfully he kind of does, yeah. And you got to remember too, because the track's so short, isn't it? Like, you have a spin, you're at the back of the field, and all of a sudden you realize these leaders are coming around. So, clever job. Unfortunately, a little disappointing for that little contact. But then again, you're not taking out a whole pack of cars is the crucial part, isn't it? Especially right now, when we're getting about 14 to go, and we're probably about 12 to go when we go green flag racing again, mate.
Yeah, and it's going to be a crazy start to this race. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. We're going to see if we can't get Travis Zudema up in the booth here with us.
We had a chat at the man, people talking about ice storms and heavy winds, and I hope you guys are safe at the moment. That was something you even worried about, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
I don't think
Luckily,
I don't think I could probably broadcast this tonight because due to weather conditions, but thankfully you are. But let's see if we can listen to some of the drivers. And once again, I hope everybody's safe. Be safe first. Motor racing second. Your life is way more important than this.
Hey, Travis Zudema, we got Rob Sluiter and Dean Biggles up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, Trav, you've got your way up 12 positions. You found yourself in second place with just over 10 laps to go. Do you got something for Don Koneman in that 99 car?
Oh, I'm gonna try. But you know, Don's a pretty crafty guy. He's hard to get around, so he's gonna make it pretty hard to pass.
Well, this next restart's definitely going to be your shot. What do you got to do to get around Koneman on his shotgun restarts?
I gotta just try to keep up with them. The main goal for me is to stay ahead of good old Mr. Consistency, Tom Johnson back here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my objective is to just try to get as good of a jump as I can and clear count.
Have you
All
seen
right.
Tom? Like,
Well,
give a
good
little
luck
bit of
in the
a
last
heads up
10
there, my
minutes. The
friend?
white flag is out. We're going to get ready to go racing. Good luck in
Anyway.
your race, Travis. And we look to see you up in the booth at the end of it all.
All right, man, appreciate it.
All right, there you
I
go.
was about to
Travis
say
Zudema.
there,
Go ahead.
You see,
Yeah.
Tom's on the inside line, mate, and any very soon he'll get the planting it. So you want to, I think that's what Travis needs to be doing, as close as he can on the outside, and get ready for that crucial point. There it is, and it's a little bit daylight dollar shot on that one, but it's very difficult when you do get that green flag condition. Here we go.
He had Johnson cleared, but he runs a little bit high. Can he get the run on the outside to clear the 23 into turn number 3? He does. Chris Robert's working on Nate Cotilla. He moves up into the 4th place position. 10 more laps to go, 8 more laps to go. Take that back. And Koneman up front, Zudema, Johnson, Roberts, and Cotilla, your top 5. So Nate Cotilla doing a decent job getting that car up where it needs to be when it counts.
Yeah, keep it on 98 machine. That's putting a bit of pressure. I'd have to say Travis probably can't. It's going to be very difficult because Don has been the mastermind, hasn't he, of those race restarts. There's been a few of them to this evening. Tom, as you said, Mr. Consistency is hanging in there. But Tom's also going to worry about the 98 machine of Chris, as you can see, look in the background. The Hot Wheels machine seems very quick out of certain corners and certain straight line speeds, but it's one thing to catch, another thing to overtake. Here we go, mate. Down to 7 to go.
Yep, Chris Robert's working all over Tom Johnson. Now this is where Tom Johnson's really got to watch it. Chris Roberts has seen to use that chrome horn tonight. If Johnson falls back quite a few spots, he could fall all the way back to 15th at the end of this race if something happens, and that would then give Don Koneman the points lead. So he's really got to watch out in the closing laps of this race. Coming down to the stripe, Don Koneman going to be 4 more laps to go. Harrison Chandler in that number 29 machine. We saw him up at the front get caught up in some stuff. He is currently 7th, trying to work on Adam Kilday for 6th position. Tough break for that number 29, but he's trying to make the most of it as we get ready to come to 3 more laps to go. Chris Roberts all over Tom Johnson for 3rd.
Oh, Mr. Consistency bit overtaken. Exactly. Chris gets that place back up there. Remember, Chris has started in the P3 position, so he's currently where it is. But then again, look at this. It's side by side. I tell you what, Chris ain't going to give it up. Tom wants it. Travis still in P2. I think Don's got this one in the back.
And there's the caution flag. Andrew Smith goes around. And we are going to have a green-white checkered getting ready to come to the white flag lap. And we get a caution flag. So that is going to change the entire dynamic. Travis Zudema is still going to be on the outside. Going to have to hold off Tom Johnson one more time. Let's take a look at what happened to Andrew Smith in that number 87 machine.
That's inside apron. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's it. They both kind of like just didn't quite see each other. Blind spot, bang, goes around.
Daniel Cook pinches the 87 down. The 87, he just didn't want to let off and let him go. So a little bit of contact sends Smith around. He's going to go back to 14th position. Jacob Van being shown out of this race in the 15. He was running up in 3rd for most of the race. Looks like he got frustrated and left the race here. So he is going to be shown 15th right now. He'll end up finishing 16th, I believe, because Bobby Wise in that 17 should get around him before the race is over. Doing that, we will have a green-white checkered. So Don Koneman got to hold him off one more time to get the win here at Langley. Travis Zudema only needs to get by him for 1 lap to be able to take home the victory. And Tom Johnson at number 23, he's just sitting there smiling, saying, I got great points, I'm good to go. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Don, I know, Rob, sorry, I mean, I don't know how many times I'm calling you Don at the moment because Don's leading the race. But Rob, I don't know how many racing leagues I've casted over the years now. And I've seen drivers win championships without winning a race. So, yeah, consistency is key, as you said, Mr. Consistency. Don has to now hold off again, and I think he can. I think, as Travis said briefly into the interview box at the moment there, into the casting box there on the radio, that it's going to be very tough. I think Don has got to do this because Don has he's driving in a borrowed machine, in a borrowed livery. So he's got a lot on his shoulders right now to prove what he's going to do. So we can chat to him in the interview, hopefully, in a little bit. Travis, of course, is doing the best he can. Tom doing what he does best, of course, consistency. Chris may be able to steal that P3 away from Tom. And don't forget Mr. Nate Kalita, of course, there in P4, the number 4 machine, P5. As we get ready to go, 3 lap, you just said green, right? Green checkered flag.
A green-white checker. So white flag means one more lap to go. You guys call it the penultimate lap or whatever. So, yeah, white flag, one more lap to go. So we'll get a green, a white, and then we'll get the checkered flag to finish this out. Don Koneman gonna take him to the restart box one more time. Travis Zuderman to the outside. Tom Johnson in third. Chris Robert's fourth. And Nate Cotilla, beep, beep, running in fifth. Pace car pulling into the pits. Koneman on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air one more time here at Langley. Zuderman holds off the outside. And that's going to allow Tom Johnson and Chris Roberts to be the battle for third. Tom Johnson's got it. Roberts working on the outside to get there.
Yeah, we kind of knew this was going to happen, didn't we? Further back in the field, everyone's going to get greedy for a few more positions. Why not? You're on the last lap. You have to do it. You have to deliver it. But obviously, try to do it as safely as possible. You don't want to be spinning in the wrong direction. Dom's got this one for sure. Travis should have that P2, but what is the battle for the rest of the field at the moment?
Ooh, there goes Don Koneman. He's going to take the checkers. Travis Zunema coming home third. Tom Johnson fourth. Chris Roberts fourth. Sorry, Tom Johnson third. Chris Roberts fourth. Nate Beep Beep Cotilla going to finish fifth. Harrison Chandler sixth. Billy Wise comes home seventh. Brian Lohead with a great eighth place position. Adam Kilday falls down to ninth. And Stephen Kiefer is going to round out your top 10 for this evening. And what a race we had this evening. Don Koneman gets it done. He leads all the laps, but here is your field. 15 drivers finished. Jacob Van and Ronald Lyons retired early, so they did not finish here this evening. What a drive. What did you think about your first SK Super Series race there, Dean?
I think you said it first. Beep, 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 yeah. That was fun. It's over before you even blinked, isn't it? Like a couple of caution cars, bang, 100 laps done. Give it to Don. He held off that pressure, didn't it? It's hard being when you're the target, isn't it? Everybody trying to break it. And my driver of the day has to be Travis. Congratulations, Travis. You know, gaining 12 positions, considering all the caution cars and all the action that's occurred, is a brilliant job there. And Tom Johnson, of course, Mr. Consistency, well, he's smiling all the way to the championship trophy, perhaps, if he continues like this.
Yep, and speaking of Tom Johnson, we have got our third place finisher in the booth with us. Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency, what a drive you had tonight. You really had to hold her off, didn't you?
Yeah, I was kind of worried about this one tonight. Was it Chandler and Jacob got into some issues there, and that put them back, so that kind of opened the door a little bit.
So how much patience did you really have to have this evening? We saw you in third, fourth the whole time. You got fast guys like Chris Roberge and Travis Zuderman really trying to get to the front and somewhat not being patient. You know, Jacob Van in the 15, we've seen some touchy driving. So what did you have to do to keep your head and keep your track position here at a track that was very difficult to pass at?
Well, at one time I did kind of let Chris by, but then I was able to get past him right before that last caution, which put me into third, so that helped for the restart.
So we saw on the other day that you ended up crashing your pickup truck a little bit on some ice. Was the track anything like ice tonight, or was it pretty grippy for your number 23 SK mod?
Actually, it wasn't bad. I think I had my fastest lap at around 60 or something like that. So,
well, you did a great job. You kept the point standings alive. You were 13 points ahead of Don Koneman coming into the race tonight. and you expanded that lead just a little bit. I'm sure, if not kept it the same. So you've got some room. Do you have any plans to miss any of our races in the season, or are you planning on making every single one?
I'm going to be trying to make every single one, keep my top 5 streak alive. I've had a top 5 so far every race this year.
Yep, and there you have it, Mr. Consistency. You got anybody you want to thank for this another podium finish here in round number 7?
Well, thank you for the broadcast. Thank Glenn for Simability. Thank Billy for running the league, and just thank everybody else for running with us, man. It's been a blast.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Johnson, your 3rd place finisher. A spectacular run for Tom Johnson. And now we spoke to him earlier on in the race. We have got Travis Zudema in that number 90 machine. Travis Zudema, 2nd place finish this afternoon. How does that feel for you?
It feels great. I didn't have enough for Don. If we wouldn't have got that caution, I was gaining on him little bit by little bit every corner, every lap, and I might have been able to do something. But it's all fun. I had a great time. It's a good car.
And Travis, real quick there, 12 positions gain in the 90 machine. Is that one of the highest gains you've ever had all racing season?
It's up there. It ranks up there. Normally, I start at the back. I never qualify.
Oh, really?
Not even since they made it up for the bonus point thing or nothing. I've never qualified. I always start at the back and run towards the front. So there's times.
Well, that's why I'm relatively new. Thank you very much for allowing me into the casting booth for this one. Have you ever won a race from last place here in this season so far in Simability?
No, close.
Oh,
close.
So P2's close. All right, so one more to go.
Yeah, had a couple top 3 finishes so far this year. Travis Zudema here in the booth with us. Travis, you are starting to show more and more pace. We're starting to see you up front more and more often. How much do you feel like starting at the back of the pack is actually hurting you for your end of the race results? Obviously, we see you can get it done from the back of the pack, but we haven't seen you actually get it done from the back of the pack. So does that ever make you want to qualify to see if you might have a better chance at winning, or do you just feel that you might need a little more practice to catch up to that number 99 machine?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. At certain tracks, I know I'm faster, than a lot of people during practice. And if there's limited chance of passing, I'll qualify. But for the most part, I don't know. I like to. It's not about getting practice or anything like that. It's about my mindset. Like if I qualify 5th, right, and I finish 7th, okay. Now that doesn't sit good in my mind, right? But if I start 12th and finish 2nd, that fits a little bit better. That sits a little bit better in my mind,
That totally makes sense. Well, do you have anybody to thank for the fantastic drive you showed us this evening?
I'd like to thank everybody watching, and the guys in the booth. You guys do a good job. New dude, nice to meet you. Hope to see you soon and see you further broadcasts. And everybody racing, Billy, doing everything for Simability, and Don, as always, for the setup. He hooks everybody up. So we all pretty much run the same thing. Good times.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Travis Zudema, your 2nd place finisher here at round number 7 for the SK Super Series. And now we have the man of the hour, Don Koneman. He gets her done here at Langley Speedway. He does it in the number 99 machine of Johnny Berardi's vehicle. Don, congratulations on a win. What was it like leading all them laps out there today?
Oh, it was a hard struggle. I had to push the car in the beginning really hard to stay in front of Harrison and Jake, I think it was there, and Chris, and ended up burning a lot of tire off that we didn't plan on burning off. And then come to the end of the race, I think Travis would have had me in another 10 or 15 laps because he just had more rubber than I did. But thank God it ended when it did.
Yeah, we saw that you had them restarts locked down pretty good on the inside. Nobody on the outside was really able to hang with you on the restarts. How important are the restarts on a track like this where the low line is really, really where you want to be?
Honestly, they're everything on a track like this. If you're on the outside line in second place and you can't stick with the leader, count yourself down to fifth, sixth place before there's a hole for you to get in. I mean, it's imperative. You've got to do it.
Yeah, them
And
last.
and yeah, sorry.
No, go
to cut
ahead.
you off with that. One question there, Rob. Two, obviously, to Don there, mate. And you obviously with the 99 livery you had this evening, as you mentioned, and with Johnny there, hopefully watching. At least you're representing Johnny. A little bit more weight on your shoulders this evening. You still managed to hold off the pack, mate. So is that? Do you think that you had more weight on your shoulders this evening, or were you? How were you
Oh,
feeling?
definitely, definitely. Told me a lot of the sponsors and stuff are going to be watching. So from lap one, my heart was in my throat. I had anxiety like you wouldn't believe. But about 50 laps in, we started to calm down and just started to hunker down and do our job. And well, we did it.
You got it, mate, and you did it for Johnny.
Yes, we did. Hey, can
So
we get
here
up
you go.
here and
Be proud. Yeah,
can we get him up
absolutely.
here in channel for the thank yous so we can thank his sponsors and everything?
Of course, we got Johnny Berardi in the chat. We do. Let's grab Johnny real quick. It looks like he's muted, but maybe he can pop in here with us. Anybody that you want to thank yourself, Don, for this awesome win?
Oh, Johnny, for letting me use his car, of course. My normal sponsor, Swagger In, and you guys for putting this on. Billy for hosting all this. All the other drivers that drive me clean every night. I mean, thanks to everybody. It couldn't be done without one person.
And there we have him, joins us in the booth. Johnny Berardi, you watched your car go to the victory lane today. How are you feeling about that, bud? Johnny Berardi, you watched your car go to the victory lane today. How are you feeling about that, bud?
Oh man, it's awesome.
So
It's totally awesome. I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks, and Don said, let it come run your car, and I said, yeah, I would love to let you run my car, and he put it in victory lane, and that is the most greatest feeling in the world. And thank you, Don. Man, and then I'm lost for words actually.
So who do you got to thank for the car being up in victory lane today? Obviously, you weren't able to be behind the wheel, but who do you got to thank for this awesome victory?
Well, I want to thank Billy for doing my paint job. I want to thank Don for driving the car like he drove it like he stole it. I do want to thank my sponsors who sponsored me in real life, but also helped me with my racing. I thank J&M Tire and Towing, Chet's Trucking, Vineland Cylinder Heads, Peaks and Pines Brewery, and the Bowers family, Boot Hill Auto Brokers, and Helm's Shiny Shop. and you two guys for putting on the broadcast. So this is pretty cool.
Well, thanks for coming in, Johnny. We appreciate you. Hope you feel better and hope to see you back on the racetrack again. But it looks like your car's in good hands as Don Koneman takes the win here for round number 7 in the SK Super Series. What a fantastic race we had. And we hope you enjoyed it there, Biggles. It was great having you in the booth here, as always. And we are going to be looking forward to the next couple weeks because we are going to have a great lineup here. Next week, we go to Langley Speedway. And the week after that, we have the All-Star Challenge race number 2 at Martinsville. We saw at Five Flags, the whole field got shooken up. And we got to still get those points together for you guys for Martinsville when we go to be able to keep track of the All-Star Challenge. But the second race is coming up here on the 8th. And then the week after that, another short track. We go to New Smyrna Speedway. And the SK Super Series rolling into New Smyrna is going to be crazy. It's going to be just like we saw here at Langley, only crazier, being that it is about the same track, but it's got a little more banking. So we might actually see a little bit of side-by-side racing. Well, anyway, Biggles, thanks for joining me in the booth. This is going to be the end for us. If it's your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We have lots of content coming up, so make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you can get live notifications every single time that we've got a race that we are going to have some fun with. We've got quite a few races coming up here on JP Broadcasting, so make sure you like, subscribe, and as always, join us in the chat. Make sure you leave some comments and let us know what you love about the races we're doing. Anything for you to add, Biggles, before we
It's
hop up out of
fantastic.
here?
Simability, thank you very much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Of course, Rob, without you, there is no way this broadcast has been done. So cheers for that one. I know everybody out there is suffering in all the horrendous conditions around in the United States of America and even around the world. So good on you guys. Once again, be safe more than anything. I tell you what, is it the spirit, isn't it? Don't you have to feel that Don did it there for Johnny in the machine there, as well as the spirit of everybody else. I love it. Hats off to everybody here. It's an awesome community, and thank you very much, Rob, for organizing and broadcasting all this one for JPB.
Absolutely, a very heartfelt and emotional win this evening for Don Koneman and Johnny Berardi and family. Hopefully we see Johnny back on the track here very soon. But from all of us here at JP Broadcasting and the Simability Racing League, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great night.
Jungle.